Hello and welcome to the Eduardo Bruno podcast. I'm here, the first episode, just to want to follow my real estate journey in the beginning and document it as I meet people, gain some knowledge, and just a real grasp of what real estate investing can bring to me in the future. And in learning with people, I want to show others what they can do and pick up tidbits of information to help them along their journey. I'm so blessed and grateful that Willie Najar is here to join me from SubTo. I've already seen great things from him, including what he's done in the last couple of weeks and run with the torch on our project forward. He's going ham on Launchpad, and I've seen that he's already out uh, being a mentor to others out on the streets out in Texas. Willie, how are you today?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you on the first episode, man. To set the ground floor.
I'm the one that's grateful to have you here. You've already taught me a lot in our short time that we've been conversing, giving me some great insight on how to be a better closer or a better conversationalist when it comes to dealing with sellers and agents, and how to look at your starting points for structuring maybe a letter of intent. That was a lot of great information that you gave me the other night and put things a little bit into perspective and some of the deals that I've been working through. So thank you for that.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, for all our guests out there that are watching, I just want you to give a little bit of brief background of how you got into real estate, maybe some of the highlights in your journey that have led you down to this path, and where you're going from here and how you're getting to the next level, or what you need from others to help you get there as well.
Awesome, awesome. Well, like you mentioned, man, my name is Willie. I add the Drew Sue in my title there, because I'm a musician and a rapper, right? And I put that in there because I actually found real estate through that journey. Long story short, I'm a street kid. I grew up rough. I grew up on the other side of the tracks, they would say, right? And a lot of things I went through weren't sending me down the right kind of path. Generationally, everybody was either dead or in jail. I was literally facing a distribution charge in about 2016, 17. That made me leave the life I was leading, and I got into more music. I've always been a poet and a writer, something I've been blessed to kind of help and kind of inspire people with. That led me towards music. A lot of people want to do music, but I wanted the business aspect of it. I wanted copyrights. I wanted publishings. Sound scan. I wanted everything. I wanted to have my music in commercials, right? I wanted royalties and residuals. I'm preparing for a show I got coming up, and I'm doing my own merchandise, right? So my hands are full of ink. I'm printing my own shirts up, and a Max Maxwell commercial comes on for wholesale. Normally, I'm on YouTube University, and I just hit skip like everybody else does. I don't want to hear the commercials. But again, my hands were full of ink, and I couldn't move. I had to finish what I was doing. I was on a time frame with the ink, and I had to listen. And that's the first day I had found out about wholesaling. That was about 2018, early 2018. I realized that my life was already pretty much doing everything in that aspect already. I was playing middleman. I was supplying demand. I was conversating and selling, and I started studying. I was in a little town about 30,000 people in southeast New Mexico called Carlsbad. Not the greatest of places, oil filled little town, very close minded, old money. Not a lot of changes invited in that place. I managed to pull two wholesale deals out of that little city, and it proved me proof of concept, and really changed my life, the trajectory of where I was going. I started studying again and following pace. I found him about 3 years ago. I sent him a message on Instagram long before I was a student, and he actually answered me. And it really inspired me to want to join. At that point, I managed to do some deals and get caught up in the SubTo community, and it's kind of how I've gotten here about a year and a half in, and starting to finally be able to take advantage of some of the resources and help other people like yourself.
That's awesome. It's crazy how, from any walk of life, in any situation, you take from those experiences and you can do something with that skill set in, real estate. And for most people, the concept is a little foreign because they think the barrier to entry is money, and no, the barrier to entry is connections. You just have to have the want. And if you're wanting it so bad, you're going to go out there and meet the right people that are doing the right things, and eventually, like you said, it didn't happen overnight. You did a deal, you did another deal, but now you're reaping the rewards of everything that you've put together the last couple of years, which is really nice to see for somebody like me who's just starting out. experiencing that. Like with when starting out, it's kind of funny. You want to grab at everything. You're like, oh my god, this house looks great. Oh, I need to make a deal right away. I need to do this right away. And I really had to do a little soul searching because um, I had gone through all my Gator course material. I joined Gator. I know you're in SubTo. Are you in Gator as well?
No, strictly
No,
SubTo.
which is crazy how intertwined this becomes. But I just had to dial it back. I'm like, what if I actually do find a deal? What am I gonna do? I really, I was enticed into this, saying we can do this creatively, but I can't do it creatively all on my own, and which is great. That you say it all this time. So, tell me a little bit about what you've just launched recently, because that's a whole nother level of the real estate game that you're bringing to the table at this point.
If you're referring to the mentorship and courses, man, that's Pace again, man. My inspiration. I went through a lot of stuff over the past couple of years. Real estate helped me pay the bills. We went through some medical things. Couldn't work a normal 9 to 5 job, right? And I couldn't do my other things. I was prior to, so I had to find a way to pay the bills, right? So this time recently is the first time I've been able to really be involved in the community fully, and really show people what I'm capable of and try to help them. Right. So with that being said, the Launchpad things what brought me into all this, and the project forward. Right. He had us doing the podcast, and once we got into project or to the Launchpad itself, the course that he taught us teaches us how to make courses and how to mentor people. He's been encouraging us to try to take more value in ourselves. Our time is valuable. I mean, for a SubTo student, I will sit there on the phone with you all day. Gator student, I'll sit there on the phone with all day. But it's getting to the point where more and more people are reaching out to me because of my name and my little expansion of who I am, and it's becoming a little more than I can handle, on a free sense, right? I love to kind of give some pointers and tips, but a lot of these people need real in-depth and intimate attention. They need help and kind of held their hand for the first part of it, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. So I'm kind of putting together a little bit of a mentorship one-on-one for people, private sessions wherever they are in their journey. I feel that I've got to a point where I can help them and teach them, achieve their goals, right? So what I'm doing is really just sitting down with them for a few minutes and understanding what they need, what they want, and catering kind of a program to them, sessions to them, so that when we jump on the phones or we have our sessions, they can really focus on what they need, and they're not just absorbing information from a course. A course is awesome, but you can never beat that one-on-one information, right? So these people are helping me get my course started, my mentorship started. So at the end, when I finish my course, I'm actually going to give it to them as well for free. So it's kind of where we're at with that stage of it, man. It's been awesome. The clients are starting to come in slowly but surely. The bank account's starting to go up with those two. So it's kind of surprising. Honestly, man, at first it was a little weird to say, hey, I need to charge you for my time, right? Being a go-giver like we are, that's never going to stop. But again, we got to put ourselves as priorities, because if we don't take care of ourselves first, we can't take care of nobody else at the end of the day.
Yeah, so true, so true. And every top athlete even has a coach. So in every sport, in every genre. So if people can't relate to it in real estate, hey, look at it somewhere else. Everyone's got a coach somewhere.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
and that's the best thing about it. It's like if you can find someone that you're seeing the results, and they're going to give you a great viewpoint. It's not the only viewpoint, but guess what? You can take everything you see with a grain of salt and add a little flavor to your life at the same time. So that's what's great about this, you know.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, I haven't decided what I'm gonna do yet. At some point, when I can free some time on the focus of just understanding real estate, I may do my own little launch pad program. Uh, I've been a chef for 20 some odd years down here in South Florida, so yeah.
That, my friend, I would love. I'm getting more and more as I'm getting older, man. I'm and expanding my palate. It's really been awesome to get back to cooking again. I was a cook for a long time as a kid. I mean, just to restaurants and stuff, and was mentored by a couple awesome people that knew what they were doing. Wouldn't call them chefs like that, but they were a whiz in the kitchen, right? So, I would like a course like that from you, man. Your kind of knowledge and your kind of expertise, man. If I was you, I would be kind of focused on that and bring them in with that, because if you've been doing it that long, had a food truck, and just your personality, if your food comes out the way your personality is, man, like it's supposed to, I want to try it.
I've been blessed to work at some good places thanks to my personality coming through in my cooking. Most recently, I was the chef at Cisco, South Florida, at the OpCo here. So it was an eye-opening experience. It's a sales support role, and that's kind of what's leading me down to this path of doing something different. Uh, bringing customers, showing them new products, giving them ideas, creating new menu items for them, new presentations, and every day was a different customer. So it was great seeing that. And now I'm in a more specialized role where I pinpoint protein needs for operators, and we come and try and match up quality, price, and so on and so forth, availability, quantity, quantities needed.
Wow.
Is it a specific spec that they're looking for, a certain cut? So those kind of things. And it's led me more into this path, we were talking about a little earlier, just understanding the different kind of personalities in these sales roles that I'm taking on is helped me in just how do you approach people, how do you talk to people, how you engage them in conversation, how do you extract information so that you can get the best possible solution for them, at the same time creating the best possible deal in some of these scenarios. So it's been a blessing in disguise to have gone down this path. But yeah, it was funny because one day it could be Korean fried chicken, the next day it was fine dining Italian, the next day it was an American diner. So it really kept your creativity going, how to create all these items using similar products or same products, or how do you convert something completely different. So that was always fun.
That sounds fun, man. Extremely fun.
So aside from that, I mean, I really want to get back together with you at some point and have another chat, maybe some pointers on some people like me on what kind of stuff should we focus on to try and lead with value when we come to a more experienced member of the community, because you're like you said, my time is so valuable at the moment right now that it's getting limited. So you have to come with something to the table to just not be another person. Hey, I want to borrow your time. So it's something that I think is important for some of those new type of community members to understand at the same time. So it'd be great to have a conversation like that.
Yeah,
All
man.
right.
An open book whenever you got me. I got the time whenever you're ready, whatever we make it happen, man. If anything, I would say that self-awareness is key, right? So shiny object syndrome is cool and it's awesome. But combining that and finding a middle ground, a yin and a yang between shiny object syndrome and self-awareness is how you're going to find yourself to be able to bring value. Understanding what you're good at, what you want to do, and what you can focus on, right? Because if you're new at something and you're passionate about it, you're going to be able to bring value just with your intensity and heart, right? People like myself are going to enjoy that. They're going to want to teach you. They're going to want to show you. If you're forcing yourself to do something you don't want to because you think you're supposed to, that's going to translate, right? Self-awareness is the biggest thing when you're getting started to me. Understanding what you want, who you are, and, just kind of trusting yourself to be yourself.
Perfect, man. Well, I really appreciate your time today, guys. We'll be back on another episode, hopefully somewhat soon. This is just starting to kick off, and I'm getting really excited about this. And I'm excited about this real estate journey. I'm great to have met Willie, and I'm sure we'll be working together in the very near future. I was already telling you about how much inspiration you gave me after our conversation. I'm running with that torch. I got my battle buddy that I got to make sure he comes along, and I got another one I partnered up with. We're going to keep him, we're all holding each other accountable. So this is going to happen fast and like furious.
Hey, whatever you need, man, I'm with it.
All right. Dale, Willie.